In this video, we will see what is ABS and what is its function, its components, and what are the advantages of ABS when we compare ABS with an ordinary hydraulic or a mechanical braking system. So ABS stands for anti-lock braking system. So usually in vehicles, when we apply the brake pedal, the brake is applied and the wheels come to a stop. So stopping of wheels by applying the brake is known as locking. So whenever we apply the brake suddenly, in the case of ordinary braking system, the brake fluid flows to the appropriate wheels or flows to all the wheels, and in case of disc brakes and drum brakes, the brakes are applied suddenly and this causes the locking of wheels. Locking of the wheels means the wheels will stop turning at once. And since there is a difference between the vehicle speed and the wheel speed, this will cause a slip. So while braking, the most appropriate condition to avoid slip is that the vehicle speed and the wheel speed should be the same. Whenever there is a difference between the vehicle speed and the wheel speed, it will result in slip. So in the case of anti-lock braking system, this system prevents slipping by avoiding the locking of the wheels. So here there is only an intermittent locking of the wheels and a continuous locking is avoided. So the wheels will not be coming to rest all at once or all of a sudden. So this will help in avoiding the skidding. So when we apply the brake pedal, the pressure is applied and the brake fluid will start to flow by means of the master cylinder. There is a master cylinder in a piston cylinder arrangement where the brake fluid is pumped by the master cylinder to all the four wheels. And in anti-lock braking system, the anti-lock braking system enables the driver to have a directional control. So in normal braking system, when there is a wheel lock, as I mentioned earlier, it will cause the skidding of the vehicle because the wheel speed and the vehicle speed are different, and in case of wheels there are two different types of velocities. One is the rotational velocity and the other is the translational velocity. See, only when the rotational velocity and the translational velocities are equal, the vehicle will run in a stable condition. So whenever there is a slipping or a skidding, these two velocities will be different and the driver will not be able to have a proper control of the vehicle when the vehicle is skidding, and this is prevented by anti-lock braking system. Now let us see the principle of operation of anti-lock braking system. When we press the brake pedal, the wheel speed will decrease and the vehicle speed also decreases. And as I mentioned earlier, if there is a difference between the wheel speed and the vehicle speed, the difference is called as the slip, and the slip is expressed as the slip ratio, which is given by slip ratio is equal to vehicle speed minus wheel speed divided by vehicle speed into 100%. When the slip ratio is 0%, then the vehicle speed corresponds to the wheel speed, and when it is more than 0% or say it is 100%, then the wheels are in a locked state and the vehicle is moving. So when the wheel is locked and vehicle moves, it will cause skidding. Now let us see what are the different components of the anti-lock braking system. So in a car, we have wheel sensors that are mounted at each of the four wheels, and we also have the modulator unit and a braking control module. So I'll explain in detail what are the different functions of each of these components. So the modulator unit is actually a combination of an actuator and a pump, and there is an electronic control module which helps in controlling the braking pressure applied to each of these wheels. Now in the case of wheel sensor, the wheel sensors, actually what it does is it will sense the velocity of each wheel, and the wheel sensors, as you can see here, there is a gear teethed wheel known as the gear pulser, and this pulser is attached to the axle so that it is always in a rotating condition. And when the gear teeth of this pulsar component passes through or passes near to the wheel sensor, it creates an electrical pulse, and that is how the wheel sensor senses the velocity by measuring the number of electrical pulses that are generated at the gear pulsar. Let us see what are the different components in detail. So the first component is the ABS controller. ABS controller is actually an electronic control unit, and it is actually the brain of the system, and it has input. It will read the input and it will control the system accordingly as per the input. So the input here is the wheel speed. We have the wheel speed sensors mounted at each of the four wheels. These sensors will sense what is the wheel speed, each of the wheel speed, and it will give that information to the ABS controller, and it will sense whether any of the wheel is getting locked up during the braking process. So if any of the wheel is getting locked up or it is stopping completely during the braking process, it will send appropriate signal to the corresponding wheel, and it will help in releasing the pressure, or it will help in opening up the valve so that the fluid, the hydraulic fluid or the oil will be flowing, brake fluid will be flowing to the corresponding wheel, and it will prevent locking up of the wheels. Then speed sensors which are mounted on each of the wheels, which will sense the speed of each wheel and sends this information to the ABS controller. Then we have the ABS modulator or the valve, which will control the flow of brake fluid to each of the wheels. So this ABS modulator is controlled by the ABS controller or the electronic control unit, and the valves are actually controlled. They are solenoid valves. They are controlled by the control unit. So whenever there is a need for opening any of the valves, the electronic control unit will be providing the instruction or sending the appropriate signal so that the valve becomes open and thereby prevents a locking up of the wheels. So whenever there is excess locking of a wheel, that information is sent to the electronic control unit, and the electronic control unit actuates the modulator or the valves so that the valve will be opened up slightly and brake fluid will be flowing to the corresponding wheel to prevent complete lockup. Then we have the ABS pump. So whenever after braking, when further braking is needed, after releasing the brakes, when further braking is needed, the pressure again has to be restored so that the brake fluid flows to the corresponding wheel and applies the brake on that wheel. So that is the function of ABS pump, that is to give or to restore the pressure in the brake fluid to the corresponding and direct brake fluid to the corresponding wheel. And when the pump is cycling or when it is working, the driver who is driving the vehicle will experience a vibration in the brake pedal, and this will be happening very quickly, and there like a number of times per second, and slight vibration will be observed by the driver. So that is when the ABS pumps are functioning, so that this vibration is slightly observed by the driver. So that are the four different components of ABS, and just a flowchart of how ABS will work. The sensors mounted at each of the four wheels will sense the rotational speed of the wheel, and if there is too much application of brakes which result in wheel locking, the sensors will send the information to the electronic control unit, and the electronic control unit sends the information to release the pressure in the brake lines. That is, it will help in actuating the actuator valve so that more brake fluid flows into the corresponding wheel. And when the valve opens up, the valve will close, it will help in closing the valve so that it will help in closing the valve so that it will stop the brake fluid to go to the corresponding wheel, and that is how the wheel will start to turn again. So that is, the locking is removed from that wheel. Then whenever there is a function of applying brakes again, the ECU will give the corresponding instruction, and the solenoid valve will again open up so that the pump will pump the brake fluid into the corresponding wheel and again stops the wheel from rotating, and this cycle will continue again and again. So intermittent locking of wheels only will take place, which will result in which will avoid the wheels from getting completely locked up and thereby prevents the skidding to take place. And this releasing and reapplication of pressure will happen at 20 to 30 times per second. So the wheels will intermittently turn and get intermittently locked up, but even if the wheel turns intermittently, the braking distance will be lesser when compared with other braking systems, ordinary braking systems. That is, the vehicle will stop at a lesser distance when compared with other manual systems. This is the block diagram of the ABS system. We have the wheel speed sensor, which will sense the wheel speed. It will sense the average velocity of each wheel, and this information is given to the ABS electronic control module. This electronic control module sends the signal to the solenoid valves, the modulation valves, to exert the pressure or to reduce the pressure according to the condition. If the wheel speed sensor senses that the wheel is in locked condition, then the electronic control unit informs or sends signal to the modulation valves or the solenoid valves to completely close the valve so that no further brake fluid flows to the wheels. If the wheel speed sensor senses that the wheel speed is not decreased after applying the brake, then electronic control unit will send the signal to the valves, the solenoid valves, that more brake fluid needs to be pumped to the corresponding wheels to exert more brake pressure. And after the solenoid valves are opened, the brake fluid will flow to the corresponding wheel braking system, whether it is a disc brake or a drum brake, and helps in applying the brakes. So this is how the ABS system works.